Talk about awake times versus tired cues. This is a common question that comes up amongst my following on Instagram or on Facebook, and also amongst past clients. So I want to target this audience. The awake time is the amount of time that your baby has in between rest periods, and tired cues are obviously cues that your child gives, signaling that they might be tired. Some of these cues might be sucking their thumb, rubbing their eyes, having a 7-mile stare or a really glazed over look. They might be yawning or start getting overly fussy, or leading to actual crying, getting irritated and having kind of a meltdown. The reason why these two things go hand in hand is we always want to make sure that we're not putting your baby to bed before their awake window's done, but we also want to make sure we're not putting them to bed before or at the point where they're so irritated and crying that they're completely losing their minds. So it really is a fine line on using their awake windows and their tired cues. The tricky part is some parents like to use the tired cues only to put their babies to sleep. And what this can eventually lead to is more naps in the day than scheduled, and then it leads to shorter naps. So sometimes babies who have 4 naps in a day, who are 6 or 7 months old, who should really be on 2 naps, they'll end up getting their proper amount of sleep time. So they'll get 4 30-minute cat naps a day, and their body's sleeping every time they go down, but they're not connecting sleep cycles because they're not tired enough. So especially when you're in the sleep training process, in those first 2 weeks, you really want to stick to an awake time schedule, even if your child is giving off tired cues. The reason why is because their sleep is a little bit thrown off because we're changing so much. So by following those two things hand in hand, you'll end up figuring out a perfect schedule for your child. So I'm going to link an awake time chart here and also link a chart of some common tired cues that you can watch for. And just as a note, some babies yawn in the middle of their awake time, and it doesn't mean that they're tired. Think about yourself. You might yawn in the run of a day, and it doesn't mean you're ready for bed right then. It might mean you're a little bit tired, but you're not ready for a nap, or you're not ready to go to sleep for the night. And some babies demonstrate a self-soothing skill. So some babies just like to suck their thumb, and it doesn't mean that they're ready for sleep yet. It just means that they're comforting themselves. So use those two things together, and you'll find the sweet spot for your baby.